Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Adam's Quest. In the last episode, Kestrel the Bird Slayer won the heart of our tribe when she took down our very first bluebird. Combined with Kirta's powers, they've both put our food stores back in the green again, so that means our tribe doesn't have to worry about starving. We have a few days worth of wiggle room too, so we can spend the next few days searching for more of those roots, and maybe trying to take down another bluebird as well. I think this is actually our older bluebird, so it might only need a couple of hits to take it down entirely. And our tribe is going to love that. Kestrel has already found herself quite a few admirers. Kudukir was actually the first. He descended from the peaks to watch the battle, and he found his heart stolen by this lovely winged creature. So I'd imagine he's going to try to get to know her better as the days progress. But of course our tribe was very suspicious of him at the start, so he's still going to have to win the trust of creatures like Pala. Pala remembers her mother chasing off quite a few wanderers too, so I think that's why she's so reserved. But he's more than proven himself. He didn't try to steal a single root, and now we have to keep an eye on our new little cardinal too. She only has one wing unfortunately, but at least she doesn't have the digging paw, so while she could try to steal our roots, it wouldn't be as easy for her to dig them up as it would be for somebody like Kudukir. So we can let her roam a little bit more freely. I wonder if maybe she was so impressed because she tried to take down the bluebird herself back in her youth. Since she only has one wing, I wonder if maybe the other one was injured, and that's why she can't take to the skies anymore. So she was very, very impressed indeed when Kestrel showed her true strength up in the skies. We can't rest too easy though. I know we have a lot of food now, but that's going to get drained away so fast. Especially if our other creatures start having their babies. Oh, little Prancer, you still need your chums too. We're going to change them over to the pink color just like her father. I feel like that would be a pretty good way to honor his memory. Actually, I wonder if Evergreen would call her over. She has quite a bit of potential after all with that purring snout of hers, so maybe she could teach her how to purr. If we bring her right here, and maybe if we scoot Pal up here as well, she could purr for all of these creatures with Evergreen's instruction. I guess Evergreen could be like her mentor, passing on that ancient art of healing just like her mother did for her. It's only too bad that we don't have any of those twiggy little bushes, because I'm sure she'd like to hand her one of those flowers as a reward. But that actually means that we can melt away the damage on Evergreen too, which I didn't think would be possible. So I'm glad to see that her strength is going to return as well. That gives us plenty of time to have babies between all of these creatures. So maybe we can rest a little bit on the population, wait until they have some more food to spare, and then we'll start using these permanent nests that we found. This is definitely Pala's. I think she's probably staked her claim on this, so maybe we should scoot Evergreen out of the way. We could maybe bring her over here. That way she'll be tucked right into Kirta's side again. Oh my goodness, and our little cardinal. You've gotten yourself buried in the snow. Well, Vanronu, maybe you could help her out with that? But first, I think you have something to give Kestrel, don't you? Now he knows that Kestrel is surely part of Adam's family. Her genes alone prove that, but so do the orange gems on her chest. And with the strength and resilience that she showed in battle, taking down the very same bluebirds that stole Adam away in the beginning, he knows without a doubt that she would do well with the bluebird feathers. So since I can see Vanronu appreciating a quieter, simpler life, I think he would be more than willing to give the feathers to her. He doesn't even have any kids of his own, so it makes extra sense that he would pass them along. They could even mark her victory in a way. I think it was actually Anako from the glaciers who once assumed that those bluebird feathers meant that they had fought the bluebirds in the skies. So now that prophecy has come true after all. It makes me wonder what she must think of her daughter right now. She must be very, very proud of her, but she'll be even more proud if she can take down another one of those bluebirds. So maybe we can try to have Vanronu open the path, after he asks Sunrise to dig out the Wanderer, of course. Oh, she's going even further into the snow? Oh no, I hope she hasn't gotten too scared of us. Though, since we did have some good luck finding roots from our other wanderers, maybe we want to follow her instead. Maybe she's actually caught a whiff of something way out in the snow. That might be something worth investigating, Vanronu. Well, let's bring Sunrise up this way. You can sniff around. Yes, there are more roots out here. Oh, excellent. And I think there's actually a stump here too. So Van Ronu can use this to light the way, not only toward the roots, but also all the way down to the shores. So I guess we could have Kestrel flutter her way down here if she had a good opening to attack the bluebird. Since she is a little bit more vulnerable to the colds, we probably want to leave her somewhere warm. In fact, maybe we should have her flutter into the hot spring for now. I guess that would be a good place for her to relax. And we'll wait for the bluebird to circle back around over our tribe again. They are often known for coming for our babies after all. Ooh, wait a second. Oh my gosh, did you actually find another root? Oh my gosh, just like before, when she found those 2 roots next to the hot spring, back when they were still starving. Now the stakes aren't quite as high, but that's still a very big meal for us, as long as we have Kirta come down to dig it up. So I guess you guys will have a little bit more time to clear out this area for us. You guys can keep the pathway tidy for Kirta's arrival later. Oh no. Oh, she found us. She was going after the roots. Oh, Van Ronu. Maybe we should have him offer up some of his food then? Some of his extra food, since he is the Omega? I don't know, she's probably starving out here to be honest. Who knows how long she's been all on her own, so he probably feels a bit sorry for her. So you're just going to have to do your part around here, Cola. You can clear out this pathway too. Oh, straight over to the flowers? You know, you could actually collect these. Maybe you could even ferry them right on back to Evergreen, because she could use a couple more in her stash too. Speaking of Evergreen, I wonder if maybe it's time for us to set up a baby between her and Kirta, the mother of the earth and the spirit of the earth as well. While they might not be having their baby right now, it might be a good idea to start thinking about their genes, because this family will be one of the most important on the mountain. Thankfully, Evergreen does have the digging trunk in her inactive traits, so I think there's a pretty good possibility that we'll see that on their babies. I am going to leave one of her slots open though, just in case. And we're going to fill the other one with the digging paw, of course. We want to see at least a few babies with perfect digging skills. If we're having trouble pulling the digging paw out of her traits, then we will place the digging trunk into her second slot. But for now, we'll just leave it open just in case. Maybe there's something else we can play around with if everything works in our favor. For Kirta, we're going to want to place the normal eyesight in his first slot. They do also have some short-sightedness in their traits, and that's not going to help them find roots. So the normal eyesight and some type of sturdier body, which I guess should probably be the heat body. The sooner we can breed that into Kirta's line, the better. I think that's yet another trait that Evergreen is carrying, so maybe we'll get super lucky and see all of those inactive traits on their babies. So go ahead and breed with Kirta, and sometime in the future, we'll have you use some of those extra little flowers you've gathered to build your very own nest. Something a little bit more special than the permanent nest that Pala found, though I'm sure she thinks this is very special indeed. I was actually thinking about how Kirta may have looked back in his ancient times. Whether this is his true form, or if maybe he was a bit stronger back in his first life. Animeme has also seen many different forms. Her first one had a no paw, but her second and third, I believe, had both of the claws on her. So there is a possibility that Kirta might look a little bit different, but I kind of like to think that this was how he was, with the medium body and all. Because while our tribe might rely on him for food, it means that he still has to rely on our tribe for protection and warmth. It keeps our tribe sticking together, and that's the only way that we can truly thrive on these mountains. I think even Melody would be proud of that. We figured he was probably her opposing force, but now that he's proven himself so greatly, maybe she'll be a bit more willing to offer up her blessing to his babies. Now go ahead and clear out all the snow around you, Evergreen, and then maybe we should find a spot for Phoenix. In fact, if we could switch places with Kestrel, maybe that would be for the best. I know that you'll survive out here without any trouble in the snow, so you can melt all the snow around you. And we can bring Kestrel back here to keep these two warm, and maybe to keep a closer eye on the bluebird too. Pala is probably getting so restless. She so desperately wants to start her family. So we'll have her trail behind Phoenix as well. And then we're just down to you two. Kaduk here, who I know is going to want to go straight to Kestrel's side. Let's actually have him try to catch up. We could bring him over here so he can help keep her warm too, trying his best to win her affections. I guess for now, Dancer, we'll have you rest inside the hot springs, keeping yourself warm just like your mate did. And then aside from that, I think we're ready to skip the day once more. No more starving this time, and soon we'll have enough roots to keep our tribe fed again. I know it seems like our food is going down really, really fast, but we've got this. If we could survive the last famine, then we can survive anything. So go ahead and guide Kirta over to the roots if you would. I guess we'll want to grab this one first since it is a little bit closer. Dig that up from right underneath Phoenix's feet. Oh, it looked like the bluebird was close enough. Maybe we should have had Kestrel swoop in and attack. Well, Kirta, start making your way toward the other roots, and we'll just keep a really, really close eye on you. I'm just nervous that the bluebird is going to despawn before we can get the food. Like, I don't know how close he is to the end of his lifespan, but if this is the older one, we're probably running on some borrowed time right now. I wonder if perhaps Kola could even try her best to scare it toward Kestrel. As long as she wouldn't be too frightened to try. I mean, knowing how the bluebirds once broke her wing, this has got to be pretty nerve-wracking. Oh no, don't scare it that way. Oh, that's not good. We don't want Kestrel to have to go down the shore to get to it. I guess we could bring her over here. Maybe then she could land an attack. Oh, it looks like it's in the darkness now. Sunrise, we might need your help after all. Oh, it is fluttering straight down the shore. Please loop back around, little guy. Who would have thought it would be so hard to track down a bluebird? At least he's finding us more roots, though. Bluebirds are meant to be the guiding voice of our ancestors in a way. So not only are they providing us with food themselves, but they're also giving Kirta more to uncover. The baby tricks seem to work pretty well, too, back when Prancer was born. That was when we were able to pick off one of the birds. So maybe all we need to do is have Evergreen make her nest now. There's a nice patch of clovers over here, so this would be a pretty good place. You can weave together all of those twigs and flowers and build a nest that even your mother would be proud of. And look at this, the bluebird has already caught a whiff. Just a little bit closer and you can land yet another attack. I guess we'll have Kudukir come on over here, that way he can keep everybody warm again. And that way Kestrel will be able to see him too, valiantly sacrificing his warmth for these two earth spirits. Oh no, Pella. It looks like the snow may have covered your nest. I think it was right around here though, maybe in this little dip. No? Was it in this one? Okay, right next to Prancer. We're going to have to remember that for the future. And likewise, I wonder if she could actually find some roots to dig up out here too. Let's bring her back here, and then we'll have her sniff around. Oh my gosh, no need. Ooh, there are plenty of roots back here. Well, since Kirta is a little bit too far away anyways, let's have Prancer go ahead and dig these up. Oh, your mother is going to be so proud of you, just like your father. That's probably a little bit bittersweet for her. She just wishes her mate were still here so he could truly teach her. Well, with all of those roots in mind, I think we're going to have Dancer have her baby on the next turn. Because if we truly do have that many roots to dig up over here, maybe we want to see if their next baby is going to have double digging paws. Now, Phoenix, it would probably be a good idea to make sure that you're lighting up the way toward the rest of those roots. Gotta make sure that your friend is going to be able to get there. In fact, if we just bring him over onto the other side, right on down the shore, lighting up the way to the bird. Yes, Kestrel! Okay, land your next attack. Excellent, good so far. I think he's right above Phoenix now, but can you land an attack? I guess it's because the bluebird is right next to her. Yes! Oh my gosh, and he managed to take down another one. Look at all of that food. That's 20 pieces of food right into our stores. So now we're just under 50 pieces of food again. Oh, Kestrel, I don't see how our tribe could be any more proud of you. The only problem is she is going to be a little bit cold out here tonight. So all we can really do is have Phoenix dig out the snow and try his best to light your pathway back to the tribe. And you've even found one of the water-breathing plants. Not that it's going to help much for food collecting, but maybe Evergreen would like to see them. She could learn to use the ocean's plants in all of her work too. Maybe if she can't reach a tribe mate in time, she could ask them to heal themselves through the power of the water-breathing plants. After all, if we had one for Jingle, then he would still be alive. So let's go ahead and dig out the last of the snow. We'll have Cola shovel it away with her big wing, and then maybe Van Ronu can settle in right beside her. I'm starting to think that these two might have a bit more of a connection than we figured. Maybe Van Ronu finds himself quite smitten with our little cardinal. That would explain why he couldn't bear to see her so hungry. He just couldn't resist giving up a little bit of his food. So let's go ahead and skip the day, but we'll go straight on back to Evergreen and see what her very first baby with her Earth Spirit love is going to look like. Oh, it looks like it's a little person-out baby. At least she does have one digging paw, but maybe we will want to place that digging trunk in there after all. It looks like he actually passed the Berlina snout to this baby. That would be an interesting thing to see again. Oh no, and she has the short-sighted eyes too. I do not like to see that. But she sure does look the part of a child of the earth. She almost looks like she could be a totem, like literally carved from wood. The strong, sturdy trunks of the mountain trees. I think we'll name her Maple to keep with the tree theme. And because she does look like she could be made out of maple syrup too, I suppose. But at least she can help her father do a little bit of the digging. Honestly, she would probably be better off helping out the outskirts of the tribe as they make their way toward a couple more of those roots. Oh my gosh, wait a second. Oh, our first ramfox pack? They were hiding in the snow? Oh, Pala, you have to get over here so fast. I'm not sure that these creatures will be able to fend them off. Well, I'm sure that Evergreen would put herself right in between the ramfoxes and her baby. There is no way that she's letting Maple get hurt by them. She will fight to the bitter end. But she's not going to be alone. Let's bring Pala right here. And while she can't reach the ramfox... Oh, I don't know if she should shovel out that snow. Maybe we should have her pick up this one instead. That way on the next turn she can try to worm her way around them. I don't know if the ramfox can actually move in the snow piles, but considering that they spawned inside the drifts... Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident. Well, maybe they'll attack you, Evergreen, as sad as that sounds. Maybe if you take a swipe, they'll lock onto you instead. She wasn't strong enough to take one down, so she's probably going to get attacked on this turn. Unless someone else can swoop in and save the day. Maybe Phoenix? I mean, he's not the strongest. He doesn't actually have a single point's worth of attack on him. But if he does flutter over there, maybe he could melt the snow around the baby? That way they could definitely see the ramfoxes, so they'd be able to attack them with ease. I wish I could set him up right here, but we would have to clear out the snow for that first. Well, Kadukir, you could actually jump over here, pick up that snow, and then lunge right back to Kirta. Then we can have Phoenix settle in beside them. Alright, so now we've formed a protective ring around the baby. At least Maple is going to be safe. And that should put Kirta's mind at ease too, because goodness knows he has to go way out here to find some more roots. We can't just abandon that task either, though it must be hurting him so much to know that he's leaving his baby like this. That he's leaving his family. But without the food, they're just going to starve again, and Kirta doesn't want his baby to ever have to go through that pain. So he knows that this is truly the most that he can do for them. I'm kind of surprised to see that Kestrel has all of her energy, though. I guess she didn't freeze overnight? Maybe it's because she's on the shore? Or maybe it's because it's a little bit warmer than usual? In 5 days, the snow is going to come back, so it must be the new round of weather. Interesting. That definitely works in our favor, because now we can bring you straight up here, right next to Kadukir, so you can set his mind at ease too. Maybe we can have her shovel out the snow. She can do her part as well, so if the ramfox comes on down here to attack Evergreen, she's going to be able to finish the job. It's not as though she has any more bluebirds to worry about. And since we don't have any more bluebirds in our skies, maybe she's also considering starting that family with Kadukir. We only have 3 days remaining, so hopefully we can take care of this Arctic ramfox pack in that time. Phoenix, why don't you go ahead and clear out the snow as well so we can actually get a good proper look at this creature. An Arctic ramfox with the ram horns from Animeme herself. Do you think it's a gift from the goddess of war? Maybe this is even her strange way of showing favor to our tribe, since she knows that Kestrel is so strong. She knows no matter what she throws our way, our tribe is going to be able to conquer it. So we know that we have 2 more roots down here for Kier to dig up, but why don't we go ahead and go just a little bit further down the shore, just to see if there's anything else around here too. Yeah, looks like we may have actually used up most of the roots on this side, so maybe it's time for us to start steering toward Whale Island again. We still haven't technically made it to the ports, and since I do want to be there for safety's sake, just in case things go south again, maybe Sunrise will start steering them in that direction. So if you step on back over here to warm up Kirta, and if we have Kola do the same. In fact, let's sit her down right here so all of these creatures can be warm. We'll have Sunrise start making his way back down the shore to see if he can smell any more roots to bring back to Kirta. He's going to need some healing as well, and aside from that, he's going to have to find himself a partner pretty soon too. Now I know this day has been pretty crazy, but I think it's just down to you two. So let's go ahead and see if we can dig up those roots. Now Oh, there's a root right down here? Oh, wait a second. We might as well just have Prancer dig up this root first then, because then she'll be much closer to her mother. I was going to say though, we just don't want them drawing the attention of the ramfoxes either, and they might see this group as a bit of an easier meal. So maybe we do actually want to scoot you out of the hot springs. We'll plop down your nest right here and start carving out an escape route, because you're not taking any chances, are you? Now we should be ready to skip the turn again. So I'm going to go straight back to the ramfox pack, so we can watch and see if they're going to attack. Oh, well he certainly turned toward you, Evergreen. But I think he may have spared you. How much attack does a ramfox have? A 2 in strength? Very, very strange that it didn't hurt you at all, but it was definitely thinking about it. And it looks like more of the foxes have come in its place. Maybe they're hoping to intimidate us? Actually, it almost looks like they have big digging claws. Do you see that? I always thought those were normal claws, but I wonder if that would do good at digging up the roots too. So maybe they're offended that our tribe is stealing so many of their precious roots, and they're trying to chase us away from this land. Or maybe they're just trying to take over our home because they want the goods. Well, we were here first, and you guys will make an excellent snack. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how adorable this nest looked. Evergreen, you have outdone yourself. Those little clovers sticking around the edges look very, very comfy. Your mother really would be proud, but there's still more danger yet, so let's bring Phoenix over here. That way he can melt the rest of the snow, and that way Pala can finally get in on the action. Now she should be strong enough to take down an Arctic ramfox in just 1 hit. She could even go ahead and pick up the meat, or maybe have Phoenix do that for her. She's far too into this battle now. And you know, just in case, let's actually have Evergreen purr for all of these creatures again. I know that Phoenix does still have a little bit of damage on him, so if any of the ramfoxes go for him, he might be in some trouble. But Pala's not going to let that happen. We'll have her settle down right at your side, and we'll see if they approach yet again on the next turn. It looks like we're down to just 2. I mean, unless there are more hiding out there somewhere in the snowdrifts, we might be nearly done with this fight. So to be honest, it seems like a pretty good time for our bluebird leader to have her first child. I would imagine that she will probably take on many mates in her future, since she does have so many admirers. But with Kudukir on some of his final days, this is really our last chance to have a baby between them. So I think for his mutation menu, we're basically going to want to just fill it with the wings. I mean, there's not much of a use for a creature with just 1 wing, so we want to avoid that if possible. And then for Kestrel, let's take a closer look at her genetics. Maybe we would want to place something like the Megalosaurus horns in her traits, but we should probably leave the second slot open, because if we do find a new mate for her, we might need to focus on a different gene. So go ahead and breed with Kestrel. And should we have her build her nest right here? Like right on top of the bunny burrow? I guess why not? Maybe that's your way of praying to the ancestors and hoping that the bunnies will return soon. She would actually make an excellent bunny hunter too. The big body means that she would be able to take them down in just one swipe. Now Kirta, you better come on over here and dig up those roots. We'll have Van Ronu scoot to the side, and you can grab every last root underneath their paws. So now we have to be above 50 pieces of food, right? Oh, excellent, and we'll have even more soon. Sunrise must be calling you by now, standing guard right by that root that he found. So we'll have Van Ronu and Kola guide you gently down the shore. And now let's see what Dancer's last baby looks like. Oh, a baby with the gills? Just like his father. Oh, yet another bittersweet thing to remind her of her lost mate. And he does have one digging paw too. So still not quite as valuable as Kirta, I'm afraid. But a little food is better than nothing. And not only that, but he does actually have the home island gene, so it's officially alive in the next generation. I think I might be stumped on what to name this baby. I wanted to give him a name that would remind us of his father in a way, his father Jingle. So if you guys can think of anything, then feel free to let me know, and we'll name him in the next episode. For now, we'll just have his sister go ahead and try to find some more roots to feed him. I know that there's still one up there, so let's have your mother shovel out the path for you, and you can try your best to track it down. Yeah, I wonder if maybe more roots have spawned up the mountain. I mean, I am a little bit leery to have them get so far away, but at the same time, more food is more food. So maybe we'll have this group travel out in the next episode. But I feel like they'll need a heat body to really make their journey successful. Maybe that's even where Kestrel's baby is going to come in. There's the possibility that it could have the heat body too, and if it has both of those wings, it will be just as helpful as Phoenix. So Sunrise, I think you're the last of our turns. We'll bring you up here to shovel out the snow right around that root. So let's go ahead and skip the day just one last time so we can hopefully vanquish them for good. As Kestrel's baby is born. With the big body, I think? Yeah, unfortunately no heat body, but that's still pretty good. And she even has the bird beak in her inactive traits. Actually, she has like all of the bird genes in her inactive traits. Maybe she's going to be the one to bring the Sky Seekers back to the family. But where did the foxes go? Are they still just hiding in the snowdrifts? Yep, right behind you, Pala. So let's have Phoenix flutter on up the cliffs so you can see what you're attacking. One more grand swipe from you, and now we're just down to the last Arctic ramfox in the entire pack. So in the next episode, at least, that evil will be thwarted. Oh my gosh, another wanderer? Oh no, we can't click on this one. Well, he doesn't have the digging paw, so that's a good sign. It looks like your route is going to be safe, but I know that Sunrise is probably feeling a little bit on edge. Let's bring him over here so we can guard that. Gosh, I wonder if the little one is frozen? I guess we're gonna have another rescue mission on our hands in the next episode. I thought I would change this baby's name too, but I just noticed they named her Marina, which is actually the name that one of our purr-snout winged creatures had too when we cracked open that glacier. So it's kind of fitting that Kestrel has decided to name her after one of her ancestors, and it's probably because she looks so similar. I think they did have a very similar fur color, no patterns of course, and those two lovely wings. And now if the bluebirds come back, we'll have two creatures who can attack them, so it'll be easier than ever before to get our tribe their meals. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!